Ali ibn Muhammad, an individual of uncertain background. Little is known all about his family or early life due to a scarcity of information and conflicting accounts. Ali himself claimed to have been descended from Ali ibn Abi Talib, the son-in-law of the Islamic prophet Muhammad and fourth caliph of the Rashidun Caliphate. But this was largely rejected by Muslim historians of the era as false, regardless of his origins. Ali appears to have spent at least a part of his youth living in the area of Ray, and at an unspecified date he moved to the Abbasid capital of Samarra. In 863, he made his way from Samarra to Bahrain, modern Eastern Arabia, where he pretended to be Shia and started to rouse the people into rebellion against the Caliphate. Support for his cause quickly grew. A large number of Bahrainese submitted to his authority and the Kharaj, land taxes, were collected in his name. Despite this, his rebellion eventually failed due to opposition from the local inhabitants, whereupon Ali abandoned the region and relocated to the city of Basra in southern Iraq in 868. In Basra, Ali sought to take advantage of disturbances caused by the city's rival groups, the Baliyya and Sadiyya, and attempted to secure support of one of the factions. Eventually he proclaimed a new revolt, but no one in the city rallied to his side and he was forced to flee to the marshlands of southern Iraq. There he was arrested by the provincial authorities and sent to Wasit. He was quickly able to secure his freedom and went to Baghdad, where he remained for the next year. During his time in Baghdad he claimed to be a Zaydi by being related to the grandson of Zayd ibn Ali and won over additional followers for his movement. When Ali heard news about another scuffle between Basra's factions in 869, he returned to the region and began to seek out black slaves working in the Basra marshes and to inquire into their working conditions and nutritional standards. He began a campaign to liberate and recruit Zanj and other slaves, promising them wealth, affluence and prosperity in exchange for their support. A trifling number of people quickly joined his cause, and Ali soon came to be known by the title Sahib, as Zanj, meaning chief of the Zanj. While he was gaining followers for his rebellion, Ali adopted slogans of the egalitarian doctrine of the Kharijites, who preached that the most qualified man should reign, even if he was an Abyssinian slave. He inscribed his banner and coins with Kharijite expressions and started off his Friday sermons with the slogan God is great, God is great, there is no God but God, and God is great, there is no arbitration except by God, which was the war cry used by the Kharijites when they defected from the ranks of Ali ibn Abi Talib during the Battle of Siffin. At the same time, however, Ali did not completely abandon the pretense of being an Alid and maintained the claim that he was a Zaydi. The revolt, which began in September 869, was concentrated in the districts of Iraq and Al-Awaz, modern Khuzestan province, in the central regions of the Abbasid Caliphate. Over the course of the next 14 years, the Zanj were able to combat the superior arms of the Abbasid government by waging guerrilla warfare against their opponents. They became adept at raiding towns, villages and enemy camps, often at night, seizing weapons, horses, food and captives and freeing fellow slaves, and burning the rest to cinders to delay retaliation. The continuing inability of the Abbasid army to suppress the revolt eventually encouraged the Zanj to expand their activities to the north. A campaign by the rebels to occupy the marshlands between Basra and Wasit in 876 proved successful, and soon they made their way into the district of Kaska. By 879, the rebellion reached its furthest extent. Wasit and Ramonis were sacked and the rebels advanced northwest along the Tigris, coming to within 50 miles of Baghdad. The number of people killed in the conflict is difficult to estimate. Al-Masudi reported a moderate estimate of 500,000 casualties. The rebellion greatly disrupted economic activity and caused extensive damage to the districts it took place in. The significant arms and resources that the Abbasid government was required to throw against the Zanj meant that it was forced to divert its attention from other fronts for the duration of the conflict, resulting in the effective loss of several provinces.